Hi, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. We've got some winter weather moving in, so I decided to do some comfort food. The dish I chose was wild turkey pot pies. The ingredients we're going to be using today are onions, carrots, celery, potatoes, wild turkey, the Neale's all-purpose. We're going to have some chicken base, garlic, and the rest we'll just kind of fill in as we go. Our food's all prepped, so we're going to go ahead and start cooking. We've got this range top on medium-high heat. Gonna hit the pan with a little oil. You're gonna go in right with your wild turkey. You're just gonna sear this nice now. Gonna get a good color on this, good golden brown. Nobody likes pale meat. Wash my paw off. Now that we're searing that, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with some Neale's all-purpose. Maybe throw some on the floor. I'm gonna take my tongs and flip it around and get both sides real good. Make sure that both sides are real good and golden brown. You wanna make sure your meat gets a lot of good color on it. Meat with a little color to it is always better than a pale meat. Now that our meat's got good color to it, we're gonna set it to the side. Try to corral it all into this here dish. Oh, but darn, I didn't even drop one piece. Back on the heat, more oil. And we're gonna go in with our vegetables and sweat those. Now that I got my vegetables sweat down a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some garlic. I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon. You don't want to burn your garlic, but you want to roast it a little. Usually on the medium-high heat, 30 seconds is good enough. Now that my garlic's roasted, I'm going to go to my potatoes. I'm going to drain those. I'm just going to throw them right in there with it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and throw the turkey in there with it. I always put all my ingredients in, even for a soup or something. I always put them in the pot before I add my broth. That way you can tell how much you need. Now we're doing pot pies, so I want mine to be a little thicker, so I ain't gonna need a whole lot of broth. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. Maybe a cup, maybe two. Just enough to cover the top of it. You're gonna get your water in there just over top of your ingredients. Then you're gonna give it about a tablespoon of chicken base. You're gonna get that back up to temp and let it simmer. I'm gonna let it simmer for probably 30 minutes. Letting it simmer is gonna let the turkey break down. It's gonna be tender. All your vegetables are gonna be tender. The potatoes will start to break down and they'll actually thicken your pot pie filling. But in the meantime, my buddy Andy Sluhan texted me and I've got about an hour and a half before I have to get in for the Arizona elk draw. So I've got a few things to do while this is cooking. All right, I've had this simmering for about 30 minutes. You can see how the potatoes broke down and the starches in the potatoes help thicken it. I did not add any kind of thickener to this, flour or cornstarch or whatever. I just let it do its thing. Now all we have to do is build our pot pies. We line the bottom of our pie pan with puff pastry. We're filling it with some pie filling there. And the box of puff pastry that we got has 2 sheets in it. You can find this at your local grocery store in the frozen aisle. Basically all you do now is take the other sheet, kind of just work it over the edges. You can make your own dough, but we just felt like being lazy tonight. Also, it don't matter how good it looks. We ain't taking her to the fair. Cut her edges now. Somewhat got our pie put together here, so we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the oven. We've had it preheated for 400 degrees. We're just gonna let it bake for about 15 minutes until it's GBD, golden brown delicious. Been about 15 or 20 minutes. Let's see what she looks like. Looks like a pie. After you take this out, you're gonna wanna let it set for a few minutes and let it cool down because she's awful hot inside. So we're gonna let her cool down and see what she tastes like. So there it is, wild turkey pot pie. Simple recipe that everybody will love, good wholesome meal. There's enough here to feed a family of 3 or 4, or just one hungry old boy like myself. Wild turkey pot pie. Till next time, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. Good luck and good cooking.